So, I saw this movie recently and I was just like, this was kind of cool. I thought I'd talk about it. I don't know how much you guys are going to care. I don't think I'll be also making this a constant thing either. Mostly because, well, um, I yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna care enough. But I saw this movie and I was just like, you know what? I liked it enough where I wanted to do a quick review on it. And I don't really get to talk a lot about classic movies when I'm not doing a like podcast or uh, ranking video. So here we are with a movie called Wait Until Dark, which you can watch actually here on YouTube. It's one of those free with ads movies. So Wait Until Dark, first right out the gate, is a Audrey Hepburn movie, and it does. Even I thought this too, where it was basically. I was under the assumption that it was basically a. It was basically a Alfred Hitchcock movie, and it does. It really does have a lot of that feeling of Alfred Hitchcock films. It has a lot of. It has that feeling of a lot of um, the tension, the camera work, all of it. But it's a I think the director's name is Robert Terrence film, but it is very clear that even with Audrey Hepburn here, it's a very Hitchcock inspired movie. So, there is that. But does that take away from the film? I don't really think so. In no way, shape, or form does it take away from the movie. So the movie in question is about Audrey Hepburn, who plays a blind woman whose house gets invaded by three criminals who are looking for a doll filled with cocaine. There's a lot of intrigue and a lot of story behind that doll, that drug-filled doll, but there is that's the MacGuffin. Like, that is basically the MacGuffin of the story, is trying to recover the doll and that is filled with drugs and essentially take it for themselves. The thieves are trying to take it for themselves, and throughout the film they're basically coming up with all these different schemes on how to get it away from this blind woman. There's actually a really solid moment in here of tension where the three guys are like in the room as Audrey Hepburn's character is like going through the house, and they're staying silent. And there's even a moment where, and this happens a lot in the film, where there is this feeling of, like, this straight up feeling of something. Something really bad is going to happen. You understand that something really awful is about to take place, and it's because, like, they're right there, and if she could just see them, if she was just able to see, she would be able to, like, call the cops, fight back or something. But it's just those kind of moments of just tension that just kind of wind up further and further, and it just riddles you with anxiety watching it. And then when things go sideways, it's cool how she is basically fighting off these guys with with no sight. It's actually, I would not be shocked if if Wait Until Dark was an inspiration for Fede Alvarez for Don't Breathe. I do want, because a lot of it does have a lot of of the DNA of Don't Breathe. Thieves breaking into a house to steal something. Owner is blind. Owner fights back. But here the difference is the owner is not some big badass soldier looking for a fight and also doing unspeakable things to a kidnapped woman. She's basically this girl, this young woman who is out of her element and fighting to survive against three guys, two of whom are corrupt cops who are just trying to steal this to make some money, and a professional criminal played by Alan Arkin, who is at this point in his career was very the boy next door kind of feel. And in here, he essentially is playing this just dastard, this just awful criminal who in the film actually has there's a really incredibly awesome jump scare in the film that I thoroughly enjoyed. I really liked. There's a really just solid jump scare. This movie isn't really considered a horror movie. It's more of a thriller. I know some people have considered it more horror. But to me, it does fit into the thriller category. There's nothing real. There are moments of like tension more than anything else, and maybe one or two solid scares, but that's about it. So if you are like a fan of those type of films, I would give this a high recommendation. Like I said, you can find this film on here on YouTube, and you can watch it with watch it with ads. I highly recommend you you at least give this movie a shot. I think it is a incredibly solid. I think it is a very solid film. Is it very like Hitchcock like? Yes. So if you like movies like that, then I would say give it a shot. But anyway, so yeah, if you have seen Wait Until Dark, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, I hope you like this classic movie review. And yeah, I just thought I'd do something a little against the grain this time around. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.